Welcome to Smart Netizens. Get smarter daily in 15 minutes only. How to invest in yourself without spending money. Welcome back, Smart Netizens, to your daily 15-minute guide to strategic self-improvement and a smarter, more intentional future. In Episode 2, we made a critical diagnosis of our most valuable asset. We confirmed it wasn't the money in your bank account, it was your time. We established the crucial distinction between spending those 24 hours and intentionally investing them, protecting your precious net capital from silent leaks and digital noise. Today, we take that investment philosophy and apply it to the most powerful asset of all, you. The question we're answering is the one that stops millions of people before they even start. How do I invest in myself without draining my savings on expensive courses, coaches, or elaborate training? The great truth, the one the personal development industry often obscures, is that the highest leverage, most transformative self-investments are absolutely zero cost. They only require your intentionality, your awareness, and that 15-minute block of focused time we talked about. In the next 15 minutes, we are going to dive deep, providing not just bullet points, but the psychological framework and behavioral science necessary to build wealth and capability from the inside out. This is how you escape the trap of needing money to make progress. Let's get started. 3 prerequisites before you begin investing in yourself. Before we focus on the skills you want to learn, we must focus on the environment where those skills will thrive. The foundation must be stable. If you ignore these 3 prerequisites, every effort will feel like pushing a boulder uphill. 1. Unshackle the inner critic and reclaim base confidence. We all have that voice. It whispers doubt, it highlights past embarrassments, and it magnifies your perceived flaws. This inner critic, fueled by negative past experiences and failures, acts like a form of cognitive debt, constantly draining your energy and limiting your belief in your own capacity to change. The strategy? Cognitive reframing. We need to consciously engage in cognitive behavioral therapy with ourselves. When the voice says, "You failed at that side project last year, so why bother trying this new skill?" you stop. You don't argue with it. You reframe the statement. You respond, "That failure was valuable data. It taught me lesson A and lesson B. I am not the outcome of one failure. I am the summation of every lesson learned." This is about reclaiming your base confidence, the fundamental trust in your own worth and capability to learn and adapt. It's about recognizing that you are intrinsically valuable, regardless of external achievements. As Theodore Roosevelt once said, "Believe you can, and you're halfway there." Your first free investment is simply believing you deserve to try. Dismissing the critic isn't just nice, it's a massive zero-cost energy return. 2. Physical and mental health. This is not a suggestion, it is a non-negotiable investment in your cognitive bandwidth. If you are constantly depleted, you are literally robbing your prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain responsible for complex thought, decision-making, and learning, of the fuel it needs. The neuroscientific link. A lack of sleep, for example, impairs your brain's ability to move information from short-term to long-term memory, a process called consolidation. You can spend hours reading, but if you skimp on sleep, that knowledge literally evaporates. Similarly, constant stress elevates cortisol, shrinking the hippocampus and damaging your learning capacity. The investment? Sleep. Commit to protecting your last 15 minutes before bed from screens to allow your brain to downshift. This maximizes the crucial deep and REM sleep required for memory. Movement, just 15 minutes of elevated heart rate a day, a brisk walk, jumping jacks, increases brain-derived neurotrophic factor, BDNF, which is like fertilizer for your brain cells, improving memory and focus. Mental health. Practice mindful pauses. Close your eyes for 60 seconds 3 times a day. This simple, free act resets your nervous system, reduces chronic stress, and restores your decision capital for the choices that truly matter. A high-performing brain is the prerequisite for any high-performing self-development plan. Clarity and vision. Understand your push and pull. We established that if you don't know why you're investing, consistency will fail. We need a motivating force strong enough to overcome the inevitable inertia and difficulty. This is achieved by deeply identifying and constantly visualizing the push and the pull. The push, avoiding pain. Get painfully clear on the cost of staying still. What are you sacrificing by not investing in yourself? Is it the feeling of stagnation, the lost income opportunity, the anxiety of constantly worrying about the future? Allow this pain to serve as the rocket fuel that pushes you away from the status quo. The pull, seeking vision. Next, paint a compelling picture of your future self. Not just rich, but specific. What does your ideal workday look like? What specific problems are you solving? What is your new sense of freedom? This detailed vision is the magnetic force that pulls you forward. Consistency equation. You need both. Without the pull, the push leads to exhaustion and resentment. Without the push, the pull remains a daydream. When the forces are in balance, you generate the constant, self-sustaining motivation required for perseverance, which is the ultimate free skill. Confidence and self-esteem building, the micro-competence loop. Okay, smart netizens, having discussed the 3 non-negotiable prerequisites to investing in yourself, clearing the inner critic, optimizing your health engine, and defining your why, now is the perfect time to focus on the single most important internal skill anyone should possess: confidence. Confidence is often misunderstood. Many people wait for a major external event, a big promotion, a huge win, to suddenly feel confident. But the truth is, confidence is not granted, it is manufactured. It's built on a bedrock of proven actions, not merely positive affirmations or wishful thinking. That external validation is fleeting, internal validation is durable. This is precisely where we implement the most effective zero-cost behavioral strategy for building self-trust, the micro-competence loop. We stop waiting for external validation. We focus on self-validation by setting and meeting small self-imposed obligations. The process? Define, identify a task you know you can finish in 15 minutes. Example, clearing your email inbox, solving one specific math problem, writing a summary paragraph. Commit, verbally commit to yourself, I will complete this. Complete, execute the task flawlessly. Acknowledge, take a 30-second pause to internalize the feeling of success. I said I would do this, and I did it. I am reliable. This is behavioral science in action. Each completed loop generates self-efficacy and releases a small, consistent burst of dopamine, rewiring your brain's reward system to associate action and follow-through with positive feelings. This builds self-esteem, the reputation you have with yourself, and is far more robust than temporary praise. James Clear encapsulates this perfectly. Every action you take is a vote for the type of person you wish to become. Vote wisely. General soft skills, articulating your value. Your ideas, your knowledge, and your competence are useless if you cannot transfer them effectively to another human being. Investing in your communication skills is the highest ROI activity, requiring zero capital outlay. The principle of intentional eloquence and precision. We are moving beyond just being clear. We are aiming for precision and impact. Your goal is to articulate ideas so effectively that they cannot be misunderstood. The daily training drill. Written precision. Every day, dedicate 15 minutes to rewriting the last 3 paragraphs of your email drafts, notes, or even a news article. Focus on conciseness. Can you convey the same meaning with 30% fewer words? Less is more. Less shows clarity of thought. Verbal rehearsal, the mirror test. Choose a recent topic you learned or a project you completed. Spend 5 minutes explaining it to a mirror or an empty room. Don't just talk, focus on articulating the structure. First, we address the challenge. Second, we present the solution. Third, here is the conclusion. This practice forces you to organize your thoughts logically, eliminating rambling. This consistent training turns a confusing thought into a coherent strategy. This soft skill is the primary driver of career progression and networking success. Fun fact: the cognitive dissonance of 3 advice. Time for our Smart Netizens fun fact. This reveals a fascinating paradox about human value judgment. Did you know psychologists defined the zero price effect, where people often value items priced at 0 much less than identical items priced at 1 penny? Why? Because the absence of cost often suggests an absence of value. Furthermore, our minds struggle with cognitive dissonance. It feels wrong to spend high mental effort on something we acquired for free. The takeaway for you? When you execute a zero-cost investment plan, like the ones we're discussing today, you must mentally force the cost of intentionality. Tell yourself, I paid for this knowledge with 15 minutes of focused attention, and that attention is my most expensive resource. Therefore, this knowledge is invaluable. You have to deliberately override your brain's natural tendency to undervalue things that didn't cost money. Value the effort, and you will value the result. Self-discovery and ikigai. Defining your investment focus. Free investment is only effective if it's directed. We must avoid spending time on skills that lead nowhere. We are looking for ikigai, the Japanese concept of your reason for being, the intersection of passion, skill, need, and vocation. The strategic tool, the 3x3x3 ikigai grid expansion. Take 15 minutes today. Sit down with a notebook and fill out this expanded grid. 1. What you are good at. Skill. List 3 things people consistently seek your advice on, even informally. Then list 3 skills you possess that others struggle with. Example, organization, quick research, or calming others. 2. What you love. Passion. List 3 activities where you lose track of time and feel energized. Then list 3 topics you happily read about for fun. 3. What the world needs. Problem. List 3 global or local problems that make you genuinely angry or frustrated. Then list 3 services you wish someone would create. The overlaps between these lists are your high-potential, zero-cost investment zones. You're not chasing someone else's success. You are strategically deploying your time into an area where your inherent talents and the world's needs converge. This is how learning becomes deeply fulfilling, not just mandatory. Takeaway. Smart Netizens, you now have the entire zero-cost blueprint for self-investment. Remember the crucial path. 1. Clear the way. Unshackle the inner critic and optimize your health. 2. Find direction. Define your powerful push and pull and utilize the detailed ikigai grid. 3. Execute. Build confidence through micro-competence and cement learning with the bookends principle. Your personal growth is the highest returning asset you will ever own, and its highest acquisition cost is your own intentional effort, not money. Your final challenge. Today, commit 15 minutes to tackling just prerequisite 1. Sit down and consciously reframe one single negative thought that has been holding you back.
That's it for episode 3. Thank you for making the smart choice to invest 15 minutes in the most important venture, yourself. Join us tomorrow on episode 4, where we take a deep dive into our first foundational skill and answer the critical question, how to improve my self-confidence. We'll break down the roots of imposter syndrome and give you even more actionable, science-backed steps. Don't forget to share this guide with another netizen who's ready to build their future. See you tomorrow.
This was Smart Netizens. Get smarter daily in 15 minutes only.